The moment the door stopped closing and the hallway light spilled across the carpet like a frozen warning, my heart forgot how to beat. My roommate's older sister stood there, blocking the exit with one hand against the frame, her shadow stretching long behind her, her presence heavier than the silence itself. Time felt thick, like I had been wading through it all my life and only now realized how tired I was. That single pause, that single breath, became the turning point of everything I thought I understood about patience, fear, and the quiet weight of kindness. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and the unseen battles people fight every day, take a moment right now to like this video, share it with someone who needs hope, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. Your support keeps stories like this alive. I had moved into that apartment because it was cheap, close to work, and didn't ask questions. My life back then was a collection of almosts and not quites. Almost finished college, almost paid off debts, almost proud of myself. I worked late nights at a warehouse, came home exhausted, and tried to disappear into routine. My roommate was easygoing and mostly invisible, but his older sister was different. She visited often, carrying an air of responsibility and exhaustion that clung to her like winter fog. She had raised him more than life ever admitted, and it showed in the way she watched everything, including me, with careful eyes. I always took my time with things because rushing had never done me any favors. Decisions scared me, commitment scared me more. I had learned early that moving too fast could break things you didn't know were fragile, including yourself. But patience can look like avoidance when you're standing still for too long. Days passed, then weeks, and my life stayed exactly the same. Bills stacked up, dreams stayed folded away. I told myself survival was enough, but deep down I knew I was hiding. Her presence in the apartment made that harder. She noticed things, the late night exhaustion, the way I sat in my car some evenings before going inside, staring at nothing. The unopened mail. She never said anything, never judged, but her silence felt louder than questions. I think she recognized something familiar in me, the same quiet burnout she carried herself. Responsibility without recognition, strength without rest. That night, everything collided. I had finally decided to move out, not because I had somewhere better to go, but because staying felt like admitting defeat. I packed slowly, as I always did, folding clothes with unnecessary care, delaying the moment I'd have to face the unknown. When I reached for the door, she was there, blocking it, not with anger or control, but with concern that had nowhere else to stand. The air between us was thick with everything unsaid, years of disappointment and hope pressing against one fragile moment. She didn't raise her voice or accuse me of anything. Her presence alone forced me to confront the truth I had been avoiding. That taking my time had turned into running out of it. That waiting for the right moment had cost me countless chances to grow. That fear had disguised itself as patience for far too long. I felt exposed, but not judged. Seen, but not cornered. And for the first time in years, someone expected more from me than survival. That night didn't end with instant change. There were no miracles or dramatic transformations. But something shifted quietly. I unpacked my bag. I stayed. The next morning, I called my college advisor. A week later, I applied for a better job I was convinced I wouldn't get. Small steps, uncomfortable ones. Growth didn't arrive like a wave, it crept in like dawn, slow and undeniable. Her visits became less frequent, as life pulled her in different directions, but the impact she left never faded. She never claimed credit, never asked for gratitude. She simply reminded me that time is not an endless resource, and kindness isn't always gentle. Sometimes it stands in your way and forces you to choose who you're going to be. Months later, when I finally moved out for real, it wasn't an escape. It was a step forward. I left with a plan, with direction, with a sense of worth I had almost forgotten I deserved. I understood then that patience should be paired with courage, and that taking your time means nothing if you never move. Before this story ends, I want to ask you something important. Please comment below and share what this story made you feel, or a moment when someone silently changed your life without realizing it. Your words might be the encouragement someone else needs today. As I locked the door for the last time, I realized that the most powerful moments in life don't shout. They whisper. They block your path just long enough for you to see yourself clearly. If this story touched your heart, If it reminded you of someone who believed in you when you didn't, please like, comment, and share this video. Your engagement helps spread stories of quiet strength, and together, we remind the world that kindness, even silent kindness, can change everything.